Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Those Two Geeks. He's Alex. I'm Joe. It's Saturday night. I'm sleepy, but we're doing this thing. And I remember what we were going to talk about, and it completely just flew out of my head. I think we're definitely discussing the Hasbro live stream, and then I
Yes.
forgot the other thing.
It'll either come to us or it won't. So the Hasbro live stream.
Yeah, very, very controversial.
Yeah. So I.
Getting tired of the controversy. People are taking their figures way too goddamn serious.
So, and that the thing is that you don't have to buy it, right?
No one's putting a gun to your head. No one's saying
Exactly.
you
So
must buy this.
I'm excited for the Weapon X Wolverine,
I am too. The only
the
thing,
retro carded one.
yeah, very much. Only thing I'll say, and you're the Wolverine expert,
Hmm.
his face is so clean. It's way too perfect. It doesn't evoke Barry Windsor Smith to me. It's
No.
very I don't know how to explain it. Almost
Yeah. No. I
animated
get it.
style.
I get it. It's funny. Like I have no issues with his
No,
face.
I
Like I
love
have
it.
no issues with the figure at all. But I understand what you're saying about it. It just
Yeah.
doesn't look quite right. Now,
I'm keeping
this
the
is
helmet on it though. I don't care.
100%. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's going to be a helmeted figure.
Mhm.
This is one oddly that because I have the original Toy Biz
Mhm.
version of that on my wall, still mint in box. I'm thinking like, if I get this, do I open it, or do I just bite the bullet and eventually get two? 'Cause I don't think it's going to sell out anywhere.
I don't think it's
And
gonna sell out.
yeah, so anyway, more to come on that on my end, but it's definitely what I'm getting because I don't have a Weapon X on my shelf anyway. So for me,
Mhm.
it's fantastic.
I do
Again, like
think Mystique is gonna sell out though.
I think Mystique is going to sell out too. Now I'm less fussed about her because I do have the VHS
Yeah,
Mystique,
and I think she's
which
perfect. I like the VHS one
I
despite the
agree. Like
cell shading.
it's funny enough. Like some of the cell shaded figures
It's so hard to
aren't
say.
my thing, and
Yeah.
some of them I'm like, oh, that's
Come
really
on.
cool. Like I have the Wolverine morph I have, and you can't really tell there's the cell shading on that.
Yeah,
Whereas, and
exactly.
then some of them I just didn't want cell shaded. So
Yeah.
it it's fine. Again, like I'm happy for people who don't have a Mystique that they get
Yep.
that one. Because I think honestly that one is really cool. If I didn't have the one I do, I'd grab it.
Mhm.
I like the head sculpts. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Ultimately, if I can find it for a decent price, maybe eventually I'll get it. But
Mhm.
I don't think I will. I think it's like I said, I think it's going to sell out pretty quick. So if it does, it does. I'm not entirely upset.
The jeans sold out so fast. I had no
Yeah.
chance at her. I forgot she went up, and it was 12 minutes
Oh,
later, and she was gone.
shitty.
So I was like, I'm gonna have to track her down.
Yeah.
I have a friend here in a couple towns, like 3 or 4 towns over, who seems to find everything no matter how hard it is. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna enlist his help in his special set of skills. He's like my toy Liam Neeson.
I
He'll
was
just,
just gonna say
yeah,
toy Liam Neeson that.
that's why I said it because he's like, I've got these special set of skills
Yeah.
and I will find them. But yeah, so I I'm okay with those two reveals.
Yeah.
And then the Toby Maguire I ordered because who doesn't want Bully Maguire? And I ordered it
Right.
fully to put that head on a suited body to make him do some really bad dance moves.
One
Like
hundred percent. Because like
that's
that
what I
head,
want.
that you got that head, and then you got the other head. Like it's fine. You've effectively
Yeah.
given yourselves two figures at that point.
There's something about that Toby Maguire body I don't like though. It looks good when he's like wall crawling in
Yep.
that perspective. But when he's standing up straight, I don't know what it is. He seems too short. Now Toby's not a tall guy though. That's the thing. So I shouldn't
No,
be
and I
complaining.
think it's funny. It kind of works, but it
But
kind of looks funny at the same time.
it does. It does. Like they nailed the Andrew Garfield.
Hmm.
That was the best out of the three of them. They crushed the Andrew Garfield. Even the head sculpt, the Andrew Garfield
Yep.
head sculpt is my favorite. I threw a lab coat on him, so when they're all like working in that scene in like the lab in the school, and
Yep.
like Andrew Garfield just randomly got a lab coat over his Spider-Man suit, and everyone else is just the same. I love that look so much that I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah. Agreed.
that's Andrew Garfield lab coat Spider-Man. I just love it. He fights crime that way. Like it's so cool. Um, so yeah, I ordered him for nostalgia periodly. I will say this. I do hope they give us a new Goblin out of it, like a Harry as the glider Goblin with the goggles and stuff.
Hmm.
I just would like to see an update of that. I think that would be fine. Um, Let me see what else was there on the stream. I forget. I'll be honest. Oh, the Thunderbolts. I'm definitely in for the Red Guardian, so I will
Hmm.
get the Yelena and the Red Guardian. Not super fussed about Yelena. I love Florence Pugh. I think she's
Yep.
phenomenal. It's just the figure, just not the most exciting for me. She's
It's
very
yeah,
just
agreed.
yeah, but he looks so fucking good.
He
Red
looks
Guardian.
great. Like
Oh
I'm with you. It's not one that I'm gonna rush out and buy,
no, same.
but yeah.
But then we get to John Walker, who looks. It's a better update. It's much better color deco and all that. But we get Bob as the Sentry, which this was very interesting. This caused a lot of stir too. People are like, "Isn't this a spoiler? None of us have seen the Sentry costume,"
I know.
and
I was thinking that. It's like, well,
it
look,
was strange.
it's not like we didn't know he was in the movie,
Yeah, I know, but
but
like,
it's odd to see the costume. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not against it, but
no, it's a
yeah,
weird. It's like, did somebody get past the Kevin Feige snipers? Like, because it's rare that that happens. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
it's just so people are complaining about. This is what I mean. We already have a lot of shit in the world going on right now, and it's
Hmm.
getting bad. I am personally a victim of it at this point. I was going to break it to you off camera, but I just put down my money on brand new apartment, luxury, all that stuff. My contract just got cut on Friday,
Oh
so
shit,
I have 1 week left, and then
Jesus.
yeah, man. So it's like you know, but I was smart enough to pay 2 months ahead,
Smart. So
so
you got a bit.
I got a 60-day buffer at
Yeah.
minimum, and then also I'll be collecting by the time that comes in. So like I'll always be ahead of my rent no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I got to do it. But my toy budget's got to get really tight, and that's fine. Like, um, and I think I'm that Shazam that I showed you, that Captain Marvel Shazam,
Yeah.
is putting toys in a whole new perspective for me. If I can get something like that for $60, these
Where did
companies
you get
better.
that for $60?
It's a company called 5K Toys. You
Oh,
might have
okay.
heard of them.
I have,
We've
I
had
think. Yeah.
They're phenomenal. This is an actual licensed product though. It's not a third party. DC teamed with this company called Pop X Gong, and they've just done some of the most brilliant sculpts I've ever seen. But I thought the Alex Ross Superman that I showed you and Matthew a while back looked great. He did. He doesn't look anywhere near as good and spot on as that Captain Marvel. That Captain Marvel is ripped right from Alex Ross's painting. It's
Yeah.
incredible. And the gold pops so well. Listen, you thought it was a 1/6 scale figure. That's how good it is.
Yeah. I
It's
did.
insane. So while I love McFarlane, you're not putting out level of that kind of quality.
No, and
Marvel's not putting out that. Mafex isn't put. I mean,
when I was
yeah,
expecting you to say it was like 160 or more, not
no, it was
yeah,
$60 and then $9 shipping.
yeah.
Like
Which
not
again
bad at all.
isn't no, not at all.
You got to remember that Cabot Stone that I got, that the cable that's not really cable, but it's still the best cable I've ever seen. Um, the one that he's my favorite cable with the ponytail.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's paired with my Wolverine right now. He was 75 and shipping, and
Which
it's like
again, it's
great
not.
figure though, not the
Yeah.
worst. He's totally worth it. I think he's worth the 75. But I mean, this guy at $60 is an absolute no brainer. How good he is.
Hmm.
The Clark Kent that I showed you, I think a little while back, with the glasses and the briefcase and all that, he was around $65. So I mean, these figures are just incredible quality. They almost look like art pieces instead of action figures. I feel like guilty calling them an action figure because they're just phenomenal.
Yep.
They're like mini statues. They're so good. So I definitely, that's my budget. I'm starting to think a little bit more, but we're jumping all over the place. Surprise, surprise. I'm
Should be no
going back.
surprise to anyone.
I'm going back on my word. I'm keeping my Maximum Spidey pre-order. I'm such a stooge. It's coming very soon. I'm such a stooge, dude. I I am the worst. If you've ever, oh my God, there's a movie. What is it called? I think it's called Bad Teacher with the guy who played Marshall in How I Met Your Mother and Cameron Diaz. But it's like,
Oh, I think I know who you mean.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Jason.
Sudeikis?
No, it's not Sudeikis. I
No.
was thinking the same thing. No, Jason Segel.
Yeah.
Segel.
Okay.
All right. So in the movie, Justin Timberlake's with him. Now we're way off tangent here, but oh well, we're going with it. Where like he could be swayed by whoever's talking last. That is me with this figure. Like someone will come up and go, "Oh, there's QC issues," and I'm like, "Ah, I'm not buying it. How dare you, Hasbro?" And then the next review is, "Oh my God, he's the spitting image of McFarlane Spider-Man. He looks so good." I'm like, "That's exactly what I wanted. I am so in, Hasbro."
Yeah.
I have gone back and forth on this thing like 4 or 5 times.
The thing is that you can still cancel the pre-order up to the last
Yeah,
minute, and even if you get it and you're like, you know what, I'm really not a fan, you can always flip it.
I just think he looks good.
Yeah.
He
And honestly,
he's a
that's what
toy.
matters.
He's
So
a toy.
I picked up today what the I don't I'm sure you remember, and I didn't send you a picture yet because
Yeah.
I got home not that long ago.
Mhm.
One of the DC superheroes, Batman S3 uh, versions.
I
It's
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like early 2000s, and I remember early 2000s. Anyway,
The big
early to mid
pouch belt.
2000s. Yep, giant pouch belt.
Oh yeah, the
Uh,
biggest of the pouches I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
and it's funny, and I've always wanted one. Like it's one of those ones I first saw in the 6 scale version, and then I always wanted like that version, and they were just you could never find them anywhere. And I found one today in like it's effectively like a pawn shop, but it also has a lot of like new collectibles and stuff, which is kind of
Yep.
cool. And so I'm like, you know what, I'll grab it. And the guy's like, oh hey, it's been there a while, I'll give you a deal on it. I'm like, sure. I was happy to pay the asking price for it. Like I wasn't going to try and go back and forth with it, but
Right.
we had been chatting about
Sorry,
we'd been
that is Brady.
that. So folks, the irony of me chuckling here is that we're going to go until Brady barks, and then Brady barks 15 minutes in, and we're still
Oh,
on a
he's
roll.
mad. He's mad. He's mad.
Yeah.
I'm holding him back right now.
So
All
I
right.
ended up no, so we ended up chatting about my accents. Oh, where are you from? And we were chatting about it, and he had apparently spent time over there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a deal. I'm like, I am not gonna argue with you, friend.
Yep.
I was just being friendly. I'm not gonna say no to like a 15% discount on a figure that I've wanted for a while
Yeah.
anyway at
What's
a
the
price
color scheme on him?
black and blue. No, gray and blue.
Gray and blue. I
Sorry.
like it. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So it's one of those. Like, I wanted it for a while anyway. The asking price was fair.
Yep.
I'm not going to say no to effectively a 15% discount.
Right. And I love a lot of that early 2000 sculpt
Yeah.
because that
It
was Four Horsemen.
it's still just I haven't opened it yet because it's in
Yeah.
a once you it's a clamshell. So once I open it, it's
Oh
open.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Batman line.
Yeah. I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a
Superheroes.
picture of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, DC superhero. So I'll send you a picture of it in a bit. But
Yeah, definitely.
um,
So that's cool.
we were talking about the Hasbro live stream and tangented to fuck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So I have
we're
one more
both
figure to
wanting to get
discuss.
to this, I'm sure, the maximum Hulk reveal.
I have thoughts on it. You have thoughts. I'm interested to
Yeah.
hear yours first.
Okay, so I was looking at it, and based on what I see, the only reason I would be getting it is because it could do a clap,
100%.
right?
Me too. And it's that easy. It's that simple. That's how they hooked me. That's it.
Yep. And that's just it. So the only reason I would be getting it is because it can clap. I like the idea of a soft torso.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Really,
However,
really smart.
I don't need him to do a clap on my shelf. It's fantastic for a photograph, but as I look at it, it's like, well, the legs are the same. It's only really the upper body that's new. It's a couple of new hands and 3 new heads. I don't really need this Hulk when I've got the 20th anniversary one because I love that figure. Like, that Hulk
Yeah.
figure is as perfect as it can get for me,
Yeah.
especially if the maximum Hulk has pinned
He does.
legs.
He does.
And because it has pinned legs, I'm willing to bet they're going to re-release him in
Yeah.
a year or two with pinless, at which point I can either get the original one far cheaper
Yep.
or
Or
get
get
the
the new
newer
one.
one. And
Yeah.
by that point, I will have been able to see how the soft torso holds up to a couple of years of posing and just being on the shelf without anything, right? Like, I don't know if the soft torso will, I assume it'll be fine, over a couple of
Yeah.
years. I assume it won't crack or anything, but if it does, I don't want to find out because it's mine that cracks.
I don't think it's gonna crack because what they basically did was they stole the ideas from Storm Collectibles.
Mm,
Storm Collectibles 1/12 scale, that's not really 1/12, but more like 1/10. They're 7 inches and 8 inches. No, 7 inches.
yeah,
Like
seven. Yeah.
Their Zangief and their Shao Kahn and all of them have that soft torso overlay. And what the benefit is the skeleton underneath moves and it keeps it aesthetically pleasing like a real human body and how a human body moves. Like you don't see these ugly
Mm.
cuts in a human
It,
body. You
yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
not unlike McFarlane did for the Witcher figure, the
Yeah.
Geralt of Rivia figure. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think this is a little bit more deeper, but I think the biggest issue with doing an overlay is matching the paint exactly to the
yeah.
rest of the body. And they did. You can't tell that that's
They
not.
they did no, they did in the prototype for sure.
Yeah.
Will
So
it continue to be the same? I hope so, because it
I
would
hope so
really
because
suck if it didn't.
that'll be shitty.
Yeah.
I'm in for this one because I sold off my 80th Hulk a long time ago,
Hmm.
and it must have been a fever dream or something. They don't remember selling it, but he's gone. And I have the Red Hulk that I had to rebuy. I must have sold them both at the same time. I don't know why I would
Probably.
get rid of them.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you don't have a Hulk, it makes
Hmm.
like if I didn't have a
Yeah,
Hulk, I would be all over this. But
yeah, and
because I do have the 20th Hulk, and I say the
yeah,
20th because it's the
yeah,
20th Marvel Legend.
the
Yeah.
pickle jar Hulk. Yeah,
Um.
I love that
Like
Hulk.
he's fantastic. I love it. I
More
think he's
expensive
brilliant.
now. He's more expensive than this figure is at retail.
Exactly. And I bought that Hulk at retail. So
Yeah,
for me, he's a great buy. Like I have my Captain America as the 20th cap.
yeah, that
Like
cap is so good.
those are fantastic.
Yep, those
So
are the caps. Yep, the
right, like
cap and the
I
Hulk.
don't the only issue with that cap is the holes in the shield.
Oh, I
So
know. Yeah,
I have it on his back so I don't have, and I think I have like
they're
something
so
in it, but
against making a full shield on cap. I don't know what it is.
it drives me nuts. But I
It
mean
is it's
ultimately
maddening.
it is. But at the end of the day, like I'm fine with it. It's fine. It's a I can pose him in a way that I don't need to have the shield
Yeah.
in
So
front.
I this is not the biggest thing in contention for me. I went on the Dan Who live stream and we were talking about this on camera, and I said the only thing for me is the unique head sculpts they picked. Like
Yeah,
there's no default
one
classic Hulk.
one
Like
of
the Ed
them.
McGuinness one, I love. I
The Ed
love Ed
McGuinness
McGuinness
one
artwork.
looks like it looks like I'm sure I've seen a Red Hulk version of that somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's him doing the thunderclap specifically. Like he's
Mm.
screaming and doing it. The other one, he has slicked back hair. I'm gonna fudge that enough to use it as a smart Hulk.
Yeah,
But
I
what
think you
tick,
can easily do that.
but what ticks me off is I would have much rather to see khaki pants than purple pants. But like the thing is too, why couldn't we have done um a Jazzwares toys type of thing where you know how the AEW
Yep.
Supremes have split torsos where you can put on different pairs of legs. Could have put on khaki pair of legs to go
You,
with this.
you know what could have also been what could have also happened?
Yep.
Fucking soft goods.
Oh, I know, and it's just like
Right.
Marvel's going to avoid Hasbro's going to avoid soft goods wherever they can avoid
Yeah,
soft
it
goods. I've
I
come to
mean
that point that it's
it
true.
it sucks, but you're right. Like they're gonna avoid it. I think had we seen soft goods on that, it would have been fantastic. You could have
Yeah,
given him like a standard black crotch or whatever, so
yeah.
it's still some kind of under if you don't want the soft goods on. But then ultimately, like
I am
soft
for
goods
this
show
Hulk,
pants would have been fantastic.
but it's not the blowaway that. Listen, they've got to decide what a maximum line is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not clear on it now. This Hulk completely contradicts their concept of the line because their concept was new sculpt, things you won't get on a regular retail release, higher price, higher deco.
Hmm.
You're giving us the same Hulk that we've seen a ton of times over and over on the base body with
Again,
the
like the
same exact pinned legs.
the
You
only
can't,
new thing in this Hulk
is the
is
overlay.
the overlay on the torso. So like the
Yeah.
full butterfly joint torso and the new heads and the new hands, and then like obviously the accessories, etc. But
Yeah.
it
So they got me because it can clap. And they also got me because they're smart. They're smart. They get them because you figure you're already in for, well, I got Maximus Spidey and he was $50. This is $10 more. This is such a bargain. Now, I do not in my heart believe that the $60 price point that we're getting was the original price point. The
mm-mm.
original price point was certainly $80. Easy.
I'm absolutely sure of it.
Easy. But all the backlash with Maximum Spidey, they were like, shit, we got to do something. All right, let's just knock $20 off and it'll make
And
it seem like a deal. And
I
it did.
think yeah, and I think if they by knocking $20 off it and it only increasing $10, yes, the plastic there's more plastic to it,
Yeah.
but there's also a lot less R&D for this one than
Right.
any of the others. Like Maximum Spidey is a new sculpt. Again, like it doesn't look
He
it, but
is.
it is a new
No, he
sculpt
is. He's
for the
he's
majority of
no
his
he's
body.
not renew your vows at all.
Mm. And
They've
that's
done
just
it.
it. Like he is a brand new sculpt. It again, it may not look it. It took me a long time to realize that he was a new sculpt,
Oh, he is.
but he is a new sculpt all the way through. Whereas Hulk, frankly, isn't.
No, it's a new overlay. That's it.
Yeah,
It is literally an overlay. It's an overlay with some new deco and new heads. And then you get the missile. I will say this too. I think the missile's a really cool accessory that comes
agreed.
apart. I think
Yep.
that's neat. That's something more innovative that we need. Um, I think we could have done with a little bit more. I think we could have
Hmm.
got like a punching the ground effect that came with the 20th. I think we could have got some more things. We definitely could have got something else. But I'm loving it. Speaking of Hulks, the one I'm absolutely for, I have to get that Fantastic Four She-Hulk. I
Mm.
am 110% in. I don't care if that was a maximum price, I'd be getting it because I
She
love.
looks so good.
Oh, that's one of my favorite periods of the Fantastic Four
Yeah,
ever is when She-Hulk was on the team. I loved it so much. So I'm like, okay, she's coming home with me. And I love the new head sculpt with the ponytail. I think it's just so cool. They just Hasbro is the king of head sculpts due to that face printing tech. The way that they can paint that face printing tech, they
hmm,
kill it. They absolutely kill it. Other companies are better at the articulation and the bodies and the whole aesthetic, but when it comes to faces, Hasbro's king. Unless you're talking like, the Pop X Gong Shazam, that's just a whole different world. It's like some
yeah.
guy shrunk a head down. But Hasbro's so good. And I mean, this already has me believing that Maximum Series 3 figure is Wolverine. It's got to be. It was on
I
the leaks. It's
fully
got to be.
expect it to be. Yep.
But now, what do you do for a price point for Wolverine? Do you go
I
back to
think it.
50?
I think it
Do you go to
depends on.
40 to try to appease people a little bit more?
I think it depends on what you've got for.
So hear
Where's
me
my
out.
brain go? So I think it depends on what you've got for the sculpt and the
Yeah,
accessories. Again, like Hulk not being fully brand new
right.
makes sense for them to do what they do, but Spider-Man being brand new,
Yeah.
I can see it being more of a we'll do everything. Charge a little bit
Wolverine
more.
would have to be somewhat of a new sculpt completely,
Yeah.
a new buck. But here's the thing. I would like them to take a page. I don't know. Have you seen the Mondo X97, X-Men
Hmm.
97 Wolverine?
Yep.
How he has like a split torso that you can like swappable torso and he has like battle damage and all that. If you can give me that, I'm okay with it. I will take that. If you can give me Wolverine, I want like 4 heads total.
Yeah.
And if you can give me different torsos, some battle damage, something unique that Wolverine hasn't had before, I might be in. I might absolutely be in. And because it's so hard for them to beat my CT Toys brown suit Wolverine. He's near perfect. He's so good. So it's just like, you know what? I don't know what more can you do with Wolverine. Hasbro's kind of perfected the Wolverine code so far. They get better with Wolverine every single time they do it. So
Yep.
you like the Extreme Wolverine, the Extreme X-Men Wolverine, right? You
I
said?
do. Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
like the fact that he's actually, I think, one of the best full sculpts they've put out, not including Astonishing, since
Mhm.
which one was it?
Astonishing's
The
phenomenal.
Astonishing is phenomenal. So not including that one, I think he's actually one of the best ones they've put out since the cell shaded Wolverine.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one too.
yeah, the cell shaded one. And the reason I say that, and I've said it to you before, um, the X-Men '97 Wolverine and the Secret Wars Wolverine,
Oh, I love
the
them both.
the legs seem a bit. They don't seem as cut or as defined as the upper body.
Yep.
It seems like he. It basically looks like he skipped leg day.
Yeah. You're right. Makes sense.
Whereas when you look at the Extreme Wolverine, because he's got pants on, it makes
Yep.
sense. Like, and I don't. I realize he's got pants on the other ones, folks, but
No,
I
but you
mean,
mean like baggier pants,
baggier
tactical.
pants, it
Yeah.
makes sense that you can't see it as well. They're not as well defined. So it again, like I think he's one of the better Wolverines we've seen in a while. Again, like I really enjoy the X Force Wolverine sculpt and the the 2-pack with Spider Man, the Fantastic Four 2-pack. I think that's a really good one as well.
I
So
yeah, I've seen it, but it just never sang to me. But I get it.
I honestly I got it because I have a Spider Verse shelf and a
Yep.
Wolverine shelf, and it was like this is the perfect 2-pack for me right now.
Yep. Exactly. And that's all it takes. You
Yep,
know what I would like
exactly.
is I would like a 2-pack of Cable and Strife. I would like
That
them
would
to
be
go back and
really that'd be
I love
really
Strife.
interesting.
I love Strife a
Yeah.
lot. But I would like them to go back and redo Liefeld Cable from the Juggernaut wave or whatever
Yeah.
that wave was. It's old now. It's what 2018, 2017, something
Yeah,
like.
like
I
I
think they could do it again.
I agree. I have the blue cable, blue suit cable. That's
Yeah,
the one
he's great.
yeah, that's the one I was hoping for. Like I would have got the other one if I'd have found it, but
Hmm.
that one is the one I was actually hoping for the shelf because that's the cable I remembered the most from the comics.
Yep. So I mean, they're doing things, and then their teases was obviously Psylocke and Juggernaut 2-pack,
Yeah.
Marvel versus Capcom. So those are going to be good. Those are going to be good. Curious to
I
see how they do Juggernaut. I'm really curious to see what difference it is.
Same because I have no reason to pick up a new Juggernaut. Like
Neither do I
Juggernaut,
because I adore mine. Love
yeah,
him.
like Juggernaut does not need to be like Spider-Man level articulation. He doesn't. So I'm genuinely curious how are they going to make Juggernaut better than the Build-A-Figure slash 2-pack Juggernaut they put
Yeah,
out
I don't know.
with Colossus.
I don't know. I would love to see a retro card Colossus just released by himself. That would be
Oh,
nice.
same. Like
If they need to,
of
please.
that 2-pack, that Colossus was the weaker figure, not by
Yeah,
much, but
not
I
by
would
much.
love.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd love to see a retro card Colossus come out in some
Ah, I
form.
got nervous, man. I got to tell you, I'm sure you laughed if you watched the live stream when they broke out. They're like, "Well, we got the orange card. Let's bring out the other side, the purple card." I'm like, "Oh no, the purple card. The Brood was on the purple card." I was like, "They're like, this is a figure that we've needed for a little bit. It's one." I'm like, "Oh no." And when
Oh no!
they took a long time to lift it up. It felt like they were lifting up a bigger figure. I'm like, he had two hands, and then it turned out to be Mystique. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, don't do that to me. I was so worried because he's coming. It's inevitable at this point.
It
It's
is. It
Thanos.
is. It's that's just it. Like it is
It's
inevitable that you're
inevitable.
going to get them. I
Yeah,
would.
unfortunately, it's
I
happening.
would love to see forearm. Like
Yeah,
I was.
Forum would be great.
I was thinking the other day. Like really, at this point, beyond reissues that we want, or like a
Could we get a
new
red
cable.
Shatterstar though? I would love a red Shatterstar.
Mm,
I want a Shatterstar. We need an update.
yeah.
I want a Deathbird. We need a fucking Deathbird. I would
Right. Like
like a new
the
Gladiator on a different buck. Like,
yeah. Well, that's just like aside from reissues at this point,
yeah,
there's not many
there isn't.
that I would want. Like You know,
Where the hell did Eric the Red go? He was he was like rumored so very long
I
ago.
wonder if it was a case of he
He's
was
gone.
actually coming, but then they're like, oh man, that was a bit too on the nose. Maybe we're going to change it out and do some other stuff.
Yeah, because like I mean, I think that's like one of Rectangular's only things that haven't really come true yet is Eric the Red.
Yeah,
Like they're
I
really, really
that's
slipping
kind
on
of
the
what I'm
Trio.
that's kind of what I'm thinking is that it was done deliberately. They're like, oh, you think you're getting this? How about no?
Yeah. I mean, if they don't do a Rachel Summers at this point, they're leaving money on the table.
Agreed.
Yep. So they got to do some stuff. Um, so Hasbro, I'm there for it. They're still chugging along. Will I collect every Maximum Series figure? No, because I have a Mafex Magneto who is virtually perfect with the wired cape. If they do a
Yep.
Maximum Magneto, if it doesn't have a wired cape, I'm not in at all.
Well, that's
There's no
just
way.
it. Like, there's at this point there are so many figures that are coming,
Yeah.
and if they have anything, unless they are absolutely perfect, spot on, then
Yeah.
there's no reason to pick stuff up. And, well, you know
Right.
what? I don't need this because of A, B, and C.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll let this one go. So
Like I would love a Maximum Moon Knight with a wired cape and multiple options and
hmm
fists and things like that. But it would have to be done very, very right.
agreed.
And I'd want it to be like either very classic or what's in the comic right now. Like I love Moon Knight with gold accents. For some reason, that just sings to me so much. So the West Coast Avenger style.
Yep.
But yeah.
I yeah, we need a new Moon Knight because the stock Moon Knight cape is a little bit
Oh,
too long.
hate that thing so much. Big clam
Yeah,
shell. It's just
like I
um
I'd also love a new Daredevil as well that comes out, not in a
me
three
too.
pack.
Yeah, so I love my Mayfair Daredevil. He's one of the best figures that I have right now. I'm so glad I
Yep.
got him the reissue. However, if Marvel is to do a Maximum Daredevil, I would want it to be the Chip Zdarsky style Daredevil with the wraps and like you would take off the head and then the other head would be like Matt's hair coming out the bottom like when he was in prison.
Yeah.
I'd like it to have multiple swap out options. See, Maximum needs to go the route of AEW Supreme, I think, with
hmm
swap out options. Like the Peter Parker swap out forearms for the web shooters was genius. Right move to go. They got to go more
100%.
into that direction for their innovations and less of, well, we're just going to put a hat on a hat type of deal, you know?
Yep.
So that's what they've got to do. And that's what I'm looking for. But giving fair time, since this became a toy show, once again, um, McFarlane might be going out, but he is coming out swinging, man.
hmm
He had at WonderCon, he dropped like 40 reveals. He was just like, "Here you go."
Like,
But the one that blew me away. I think I shared it with you and Matthew in the chat.
hmm
Was the Batman Returns wave. Oh my god. Did I ever think we would be getting a Max Shrek Christopher Walken figure? This is a dream wave for me. This is the dream
it
wave.
and it's like I was
Oh,
looking and thinking, there's no way that he would have had
yeah,
that wave built up.
yeah.
Like, it would have been something else. And then think, no, that's just
No.
a crazy fun wave.
So good. And
Yeah.
they listened and they saw that Keaton, people were complaining about him having too much neck articulation, make him more like a block, like his real
Yeah,
cowl is. He did it. So, like, I'm like, damn. People, I'm going to tell you this right now. People are going to be very sad when Todd leaves. They
I
don't
agree.
realize it. They
I
don't
agree.
realize it. And you're one of the people that realize it, but like, I'm in a lot of, toy communities. And everyone talks shit about McFarlane all the time. They're like, "Oh, I
Like,
accidentally bought a McFarlane figure today. It's so awful." And it's like, how do you accidentally buy something,
you
pal?
don't like the only way you can accidentally buy something
Right?
realistically is if like
Amazon
me,
by
yeah,
accident, maybe.
exactly. Like, you're like, well, so like this. I pre-order this and then I'll cancel it if I don't want it, and then you forget to cancel it.
Yeah, yeah. Not like I went to the store, it fell in my bag. I went and
Yeah.
scanned it out. Like,
Oops.
then you're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
then there's a problem at that
yeah,
point.
but everyone's talking about, oh, McFarlane's terrible. Why is he consistently selling out every single
Hmm.
new wave that comes out? The new wave lasted on BBTS 9 minutes. Boom, out, sold. Marvel don't sell out waves for weeks
No.
every single time.
Now I'm aware that there's a false equivocal, false comparison in that McFarlane's waves are probably not as mass produced.
Maybe, maybe.
However, one could also then argue that he's putting out exactly how much he needs
Yep.
in order for people to, oh, that's cool, I'll grab that.
So there's that. But then riddle me this, how come Hasbro was the only Pulse was the only one to sell out of Maximum Spider-Man? That was very curious.
I
They
can't
sold out
believe
of him quick
it's
when they
so
should have
dumb
had him
to
in the
me.
longest.
Yeah, it's so dumb to me that Hasbro sell out of anything on Pulse.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Unless it's a HasLab or something of like
Yeah,
a limited edition. It makes no sense.
no, because you should be able to just keep the process going, or even do it as a hey, we're gonna everyone we pre-sell, we're just gonna make, so we're not gonna start production on this immediately, or
Right, exactly.
we're gonna start selling it mid-production so we can
Yep.
ramp production up if needs be.
So I mean McFarlane, he released a lot, but I mean I wanted to touch on the Batman wave. But he's got the Doctor Fate wave with the classic Superman and
Hmm.
who's the other guy? It was classic Superman, Doctor Fate. Shit, I forget the third, but I was in for Doctor Fate. I love Doctor Fate, so got Doctor Fate. Wonder Woman. He's got a Golden Age Wonder Woman coming. I would argue that McFarlane has given us more deep cuts than DC classics, DC
Hmm.
Universe classics.
I would agree. Yes,
Yeah,
McFarlane's done
a lot of Batmans.
a lot of Batman, but again, Batman sells.
Yep.
Batman is helping him, or was helping him pay the bills. So
Hmm.
yeah, of course he's gonna have a ton of Batman. Why
Yeah.
why would he not?
Why would you not? Marvel has a ton of Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man.
Less Iron Man now since the movies have effectively
Yes,
come and
agreed.
gone.
Agreed. Well, we're just going to get a lot more Doctor Doom because Tony, and I
Yeah.
can't wait for that. Honestly, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. That Avengers reveal was very strange. It was a very artistic way to do a reveal of a new movie. Just
Hmm.
have 22 chairs roll out over the course of 5 hours, and people watch that live stream for like 5 hours,
That
waiting
is
for each
so
new chair.
funny.
But I mean, that cast is just to die for. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And then they added, what's his called? Oh my God, Brady. Sorry,
No, not
but
Brady, but
no, they didn't add. They added Evans. They added. Yeah, they didn't add Brady. I'd love if they did. He could pay
would
for
be
some
cool.
action figures. Um, so yeah, we've jumped from toys to live action. Have you kept up with Daredevil?
Yes.
Holy shit, it's so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. Who are these people out there saying, eh, it's not as daring and it's not as violent as the Netflix?
I
Excuse me?
I would argue it
It's
is more
worse.
daring because it kept Daredevil out of costume. Other than the
Yeah.
first episode, it
Oh,
kept Daredevil out of costume for what we've had. What how many episodes so far? 7.
seven. Yeah. So
He
do
only
you
got in costume in episode
yeah.
6.
Do you know who Clive Owen is?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever seen a movie called Inside Man with Denzel
Yeah.
Washington?
Yep.
Tell me the bank episode wasn't Inside Man with Daredevil.
It was so good.
Oh,
Like
it's my favorite episode by far of the entire
yeah,
series, including
and
Netflix.
and Matt
Incredible.
didn't need to be in costume for it.
No, it
But
was
I still
amazing.
think it highlighted for him that as good as he can do, sometimes you
Yeah,
just need
yeah.
Daredevil. I think
But
that's what did it more than anything else.
and you know what? It's on Disney Plus. You should be able to watch it. The episode's over a week old now. If you haven't, I'm spoiling it. What did I say on our first thing when we talked about Daredevil? I said, "Oh no, Heather Glenn is such a rich character. I'm really enjoying her so much. I'm like, she's so gonna be the Karen Page and end up biting
Hmm.
the bullet. She's gonna die." And I thought Muse was definitely killing her. I was
Yeah, same.
so happy to see that he didn't
I
kill
was
her.
shocked and happy. Yep.
But I will say this: I said this to my buddy too, and I think I wonder if you're going to agree. And I got about another 15 if you do. But
Yeah.
uh, the one with Hector Ayala's daughter, niece,
Hmm.
when Muse took her to the subway station. Had he actually killed her, I think that would have went way too far for the show. I have no
Agreed.
interest in seeing children die.
No, agreed. I
That
think,
had me so tense, like so tense.
yep.
But I was like, man, once it was done so well. I was like,
And
holy
I think
shit.
that her saying Daredevil at the end before she passed out and everything,
Yeah.
I'm here. It's okay, I'm here. It
Yeah.
was almost like to the audience as well that saying, yep, I'm here.
Yeah. It
And
was
I
just,
also
oh,
love the fact that Wilson Fisk hasn't outright gone against Matt Murdock yet for being
not
Daredevil.
yet, but he will.
I'm sure he will.
I
I
think
would
there's
be
only
shocked
two
if he.
episodes left for the season. I think it's
Yeah, there's
9
not
and
much,
9, which will be 18. They said it was an 18-part series.
which makes sense. So I
Yeah.
think that him not immediately going after him is good because he's realizing like Daredevil's going after the serial killer. He's not
Yeah.
interrupting my business yet. He
Oh,
clearly just went after the serial killer and he saved two lives that the police couldn't.
I loved the Netflix Daredevil, and I still do.
Hmm.
But this team gets Daredevil even better. They get Matt Murdock better. They
They
get that
exactly.
because Matt has a balance of light
Yeah.
and dark in him in this series. He can joke. You see Matt crack a smile in this series.
Hmm.
Where like you didn't see that in Daredevil's Netflix season 1 through
No,
3.
like
He was
the
always brooding.
the scene in the bank was brilliant
Oh
between Matt
God, I loved
Murdock
it.
and Kamala Khan's dad, whose name
Dad,
escapes me.
yeah, what was his name? Oh, I don't know his name. I was gonna say Comic Con, but that doesn't make sense.
Is
Yeah,
it
but
Yusuf?
Yusuf. It was Yusuf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please call
So
me Yusuf. Yeah.
yeah, like the scene between him. So yeah, I'll come to dinner and everything, and then he just leaves a diamond in the candy where.
Yeah, that was great. He goes, hmm. He goes, oh, it's so great. But I even loved what's her name, Detective Kim, who I think
Yep.
might be new for the show. I'm not sure,
I
but
don't know. I feel
I
like
don't
she's
know.
familiar, but I think that might just be the actress because I've seen her
It could
before.
be, yeah, yeah. But I like when he's like, "You got 3 minutes to make me laugh, detective." She's like, "All right." So, and he's like, "An Irish joke, really?" The bank robber was so great. I thought that was fucking awesome, and I really dug the last episode where Wilson Fisk went downstairs with an axe. I was like, "Oh man, he's gonna hack this guy to bits," and he goes, I found that a simple tool can be a great equalizer. And he hands it to him. I was like, motherfucker, he's going to beat the shit out of this guy with the axe. And
Mm-hmm.
he killed him.
Oh, it was.
It's, oh, that. And you've read the Brian Michael Bendis Daredevil run, haven't you?
I'm sure or if I haven't, I'm
Do
familiar
you
with it.
remember? You're familiar. You remember when Sammy the Silk shot the Kingpin at the very beginning of Bendis's run? Like they all cornered him. It was a throw over of Fisk,
Hmm.
and they shot him. And that's when they learned that Matt Murdock was Daredevil because they learned that the Kingpin had the information that Matt Murdock was Daredevil the whole time and
Yep.
wasn't acting on it. And that's when they all started going in acting on Daredevil's like personal life. But when he shot when he shot the Kingpin, like remember they shot him multiple times. But in the injury somehow, I don't know if it was light or whatever, Kingpin became blind when he returned and healed from the bullet wounds. So he got an empathy for Matt Murdock and hatred more for Matt Murdock because Matt was excelling with being blind, where Kingpin was
Yeah.
struggling being. I thought
Yep.
that was cool.
Mm.
So I thought we were going to get something of that nature when the restaurant came. I'm like, oh, Fisk is getting shot in the back, and Vanessa's
Oh,
such a
same.
bitch. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's like, thank you, Buck. What's going on? He's like, you want to call Vanessa and ask if she wants some soul manier? I was like, he didn't even move a beat. He's just like, good.
Yep.
Like he's perfect. He's perfect as the Kingpin.
It's
No one could
phenomenal.
convince. Oh,
He's
they're both.
so good.
Charlie Cox is so perfect as Matt Murdock. It's just, I love everything about this
It
show. I love it.
or like Vincent D'Onofrio,
Oh,
like of all of the people that have been cast in the MCU over the
oh my
in
god.
almost the last 20 years,
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox have to rank among
Oh,
the
among the
best,
top five.
the top five casting.
Robert Downey Jr. to me is number one with a bullet. He still will be because I
Agreed.
can't think of him as
I
anything other
do
than Iron Man now.
you know what? Like I'm really curious if we really sat down and thought about it,
Yeah,
who who we would list as our favorite casting choices
and that's something we should
in
do.
the
That should be
MC.
an
We should.
exercise. Yeah,
I
but
Folks, we're
yeah.
gonna
So
say this and then we're gonna forget to do it for like
no,
3 months.
we're
So
gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it soon.
don't hold your breath for it to be
Yeah, yeah.
next week. I think next week is a WrestleMania episode anyway.
WrestleMania. Yeah. But yeah, dude, this show is great. Everything's going really well on that front. I'm excited for it. I'm
Hmm.
excited for Thunderbolts. It looks like a fun movie. I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for Fantastic Four. Very excited for that. And
Agreed.
they just put out a toy tease today with all their hands in a circle.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I'm excited for that, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah,
Um just a lot going on toy wise
yeah.
and everything. There's a lot going on wrestling wise. I mean,
It's
it's
it's nuts.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
nuts.
I will show you. I gotta show you this. My buddy sent it because we covered the wrestling convention today. We ended up getting a channel shout out from Devon Dudley, and he did a recording for us. So
Amazing.
it's nice. And I got to interview Ron Rudat for Hasbro, who did all the original GI Joe designs and the WWF Hasbro turnarounds designs. So like we were talking, I geeked out. We were talking for like
Of
30
course.
minutes. He's so good. Very He's an older guy. I don't think he really accepted the gravitas of the situation for me. But like he's like, yeah, a lot of people seem to like this stuff. I'm like, you're our childhood. Like your
You have
designs
no
are our
idea.
childhood. It's
Yeah,
insane. But there's so much going on. But I need to send you something from John
yeah.
Moxley, like because my buddy Danelle sent it to me today. He's showed me a clip, and I don't know how this got by me. And you watch AEW more than me. John
I do, but
Moxley
I'm
goes to
behind.
the ring, takes a bump on
Go
his
on.
back, rolls out of the ring, and then blades. How the fuck did that happen? Like
Oh,
that's. I think the guy just likes to bleed.
probably. Like,
He just
I don't know if
loves it.
I don't know if you're aware of this. So in like antiquity, right up into the 1800s, there was a medical theory called the four humors.
No.
So you had like your blood, bile, and two other things,
Yeah.
and basically, if you were sick, one of your humors was out of balance, so they would try and rebalance your humor. So maybe you're throwing up, so they need to basically make you have diarrhea, so they would do that and try and figure it.
Yeah.
The worst possible thing when you're throwing up and losing fluids is to lose fluids out the other way. Or they would say, oh, hey, you've got a headache, maybe you've got too much, your blood's off, so they'll basically cut you gently, like slightly bleed you for a bit and then tear you up.
Okay.
And so for years, I think, quote, bleeding has been seen as almost like a release for some people.
Okay.
Whether it's true or not, and whether it actually happens, or like the four humors has been a significantly disproved over the years, but there are
Yeah.
still people that get relief from bleeding. Now, I'm not talking about self harm or scarification,
Right, right, right. No, I know what you're saying.
right?
Like
Like
more
I'm
of a cathartic release, like a
exactly so
pressure point almost.
exactly so
Yeah.
again,
Interesting.
like I'm not advocating for or
Listen,
against
in
that because
wrestling,
I
I
don't
think you just
understand it.
totally
But
missed the fucking psychology. I don't understand how you took a back bump and then end up bleeding from your face. That
no,
just made no sense at all. And it's the
unless you,
even worse. I'm gonna send you the clip. It
yeah,
shows him clearly rolling out on the camera guy. Like, what were you doing, camera guy? He filmed
I,
him blading, like completely blading. I'm like, come on. What are you
oh
doing, you
man,
jerk? You made it worse.
so it's so dumb, so dumb.
You know what's even worse though? MJF needs to stay the hell away from a tanning booth. He's a raccoon now.
It is.
It's awful.
I don't like. Don't get me wrong. So I listened to John Moxley's book, and
Oh, he's so great.
he had said that he doesn't like tanning. Like he doesn't get it. He tries to avoid it if he can. And you would see in WWE where he clearly wouldn't be tanning and he was pasty. And then one day he'd look at he'd watch the show and like, oh my god, I look awful. And then he tans a bit, and he said, in the summer it's great. I'm outside with my shirt off all the time because he lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
Whereas in the winter, I guess he tries to keep up because he doesn't look quite like Sheamus.
Yeah,
But
yeah, exactly.
there's a difference between either embracing it because you're Sheamus, which again makes sense for what you're portraying, or
Yeah.
doing it very subtly like John Moxley. Of all of the things I thought I'd say, never thought I'd say John Moxley does anything subtly, but he does
Yeah,
tan
he
very
does tan
subtly.
subtly.
Yeah.
MJF though, my God, he looks like it's
It,
basically if you ever see Friends when Ross went in and he's
it's
trying to
got to
do
be
the
a
tan.
work of some kind because he called out Adam Cole for having a bad spray tan, so I don't
It's
understand it.
so bad. It's so bad. Like you could see his lips and his eyes, and that's it. There was a big ring around his eyes, like he's wearing goggles. You're like, come on. It's almost as bad as Trump's tan. Like it's the
Oh,
same thing. It's like, Jesus, guys, will you stay off the fake? Like
like,
you look like you put like turmeric on your body all over
oh,
yourself. It's so strange.
it's so dumb. Anyway, so on that note of things being dumb, this is our end.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.